With this video, we would like to send an open letter to all heads of states and their governments concerning the pandemics and the consumption of animal products. We are 7 associations, Eyes on Animals in the Netherlands, Nos Amis les Animaux, Luna, Forest from Farms, and Vivre et Laisser Vivre in Vendée, France, L'Arche de Madi and Le Sanctuaire Lagari, also in France. It's today the 30th of April 2020. Dear Sir, dear Madam, all eyes are on you. We have entered a crisis, the COVID-19 crisis, with more than 230,000 people that died over the whole world. It's a terrifying number, knowing that behind each figure hides a story. No longer being able to see your granddad, being alone after the death of a mother, dying alone in a hospital, or even at home without help, not being able to say goodbye to a dear one, and we are only in the beginning. Over the last couple of centuries, millions of people already died in pandemics, whether it's from a coronavirus, an influenza virus, or another. It's been proven that most of these viruses are a mutation from viruses that come from animals, whether they are living in the wild or domesticated, farmed. It has also been proven that there is a close link between these viruses and intensified farming systems. Some examples of pandemics. The worst in history was the 1918 flu pandemic that killed over 50 million people. That was a form of a swine flu virus that crossed the species barrier to infect humans. The Asian flu in 1957-58, with 1.1 million deaths, was due to an avian influenza virus, H2N2. HIV, from a virus originating in primates, has cost the lives of 25 to 35 million people up to now. During the 2009-2010 swine flu pandemic, between 150,000 and 575,000 people died from a new strain of an H1N1 virus, a result from a combination of a bird, swine, human flu viruses, further combined with an Eurasian pig flu virus. SARS in 2002-2003, also a coronavirus, coming from bats, civets. Ebola came from wild animals. MERS, a coronavirus coming from bats and camels, and now the COVID-19 virus, possibly coming from pangolins. Already in 2005, the former Director General of the WHO, World Health Organization, Dr. Lee Yong-wook, said in a speech, "It's only a matter of time before an avian flu virus, most likely H5N1, acquires the ability to be transmitted from human to human, sparking the outbreak of human pandemic influenza. We don't know when this will happen, but we do know that it will happen." And he was right. Scientists have already been warning us for years that a pandemic can occur. And what do? We ignore it. We try to avoid it by killing billions of animals, healthy animals, like poultry for avian influenza, cows for mad cow disease, pigs for swine fever, and then we continue as before, as if nothing has happened, instead of changing our eating habits. We, the signatories of this letter, believe that the time has come to change our attitudes towards animals and to take drastic action. We have to end the idea that we can continue to eat animals, whether wild or domesticated. We don't need it to be healthy, to be happy. There's even conclusive evidence that the overconsumption of meat is involved in many health problems and thus contributes to the increase in the cost to the social security budget of medical care. Chinese authorities have decided to permanently ban the consumption of or sale of wild animals. It's a good start. And you? What are you going to do? Today, you can no longer deny the obvious, that the overconsumption of animal products endangers the whole world population. Even the increasing number of people who do not eat animal products anymore. It is clear that a virus doesn't discriminate and know borders. And it is also clear that our countries are far from being able to face a pandemic like this. Some even claim that if we didn't eat meat, or much less, there would not have been a COVID-19. It may be simplistic reasoning, but it seems to be the sad truth. We joined the authors of a letter published in La Libération on the 30th of March 2020, signed by 19 people in the medical animal welfare world. They say, making the collective choice of a diet that no longer contains animal products would be a much less restrictive change than the one we are currently undergoing. The best precaution to avoid the repetition of health and economic crises like the one we are going through now would therefore be to initiate a society-wide transition to plant food and redirect our agricultural resources to human food rather than to livestock. Will we be up to that challenge? They ask. We are. So what would we like to ask you? Instead of tolerating, even encouraging, the livestock industries, we should think in the long term. Gradually eliminate the farming of all animals and financially supporting the development of alternative sources of protein. It is unacceptable to continue to pretend to farmers that they can put their hope in an industry without a future. When we know that diseases like avian flu and swine flu and a coronavirus pose a real danger to human health. We ask the European Commission and the members of the European Parliament and the members of the European Council to stop turning a blind eye to unacceptable practices in farming and to change course. We would also like the European Union to express itself more clearly and more precisely about the negative effects of the consumption of animal products, and to encourage the production of plant-based proteins and other alternatives to animal origin. Not only good for the good of human health, but also for animal welfare, for the animals, for the environment, for the balance and better distribution of food all over the world, and last but not least, to fight against climate change. Thank you very much for having paid attention to this video.